This video is sponsored by Bootcamp.com. Check it out for INBDE prep and use coupon code MENTALDENTAL for 10% off. Hey everyone, Dr. Ryan here, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. If you like the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this content with your friends. So this video and the topic that I want to talk about today is when to schedule your exam. So this is really important because we focus so much on the studying and the preparation, but sometimes the timing of the exam is just kind of a second thought. It's, I'll take it, this day, this time. People ask, is there a time in the year when it's easier or when the exam questions are less hard? And the answer to that is no. The exam is standardized, and the time that you take it in terms of the month and the day doesn't really matter. What I'm more concerned about is how much time you set aside to prepare for the exam before you take it. So many times I hear from students who say, Dr. Ryan, I found your channel. This is awesome. I signed up on the Patreon. I have a bootcamp membership, but I'm taking the exam in 2 weeks. Can you help me? And yes, I want to help you. I want you to succeed on this exam. But if you only have 2 weeks to really prepare and to have all these materials and sort through everything, that's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be really, really challenging. You're starting from the get-go fighting an uphill battle. And it doesn't have to be that way. I think it's so much better for you to say, I'm going to spend 2 months, I'm going to spend 3 months to prepare for this exam, and then I'll take it. And so having that time set aside, 2 months, 3 months, allows you to breathe, allows you to make an Excel sheet and say, okay, I'm going to spend this many hours this day, this many hours this day, and then the weekend comes by and maybe my family wants to visit or I want to spend time with friends. Great, do that. We are designed, we were created to take breaks. We need rest. And so that's important. I think it's actually important to schedule rest and breaks in between your studying. Because if you're just studying all the time from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you're going to get diminishing returns on that study time. Okay, let me give you an example. If you're training for a marathon or you're training for some big show of strength, you need to be, do some lifting and do some powerlifting or something like that. If you're in the gym 24/7 for days on end without taking any breaks, your muscles never have time to repair themselves, right? When you're in the gym, you're breaking down muscle and you need rest, sleep. You need breaks from the gym, breaks for those muscle groups to regenerate and to repair so you can actually get stronger, right? Same thing with your brain. Now, I know your brain's not a muscle, but stay with me here. If you study every single day without taking breaks in between, your brain's never going to have time to swallow the material, to really understand and draw those neural connections with all those things that you learned. And so if you go from day to day to day without taking breaks, you're going to get diminishing returns on your studying. And so I think it's really important to have at least one day through a week, if not 2 days, like a Wednesday and a Saturday or a Thursday and a Sunday. Take that day off, relax, take a break. You can challenge your brain in other ways. You can read a book. You can just hang out with friends, not think about the exam 24/7. That gives you a much better posture for preparing for the exam in an effective way. So you're not constantly worrying about, oh my gosh, I still have to do this and this and this. You've planned that all out already. You have plenty of time to prepare for this exam. And so you can have those rest periods. And by doing that, you'll be so much more productive when you actually sit down to study, because you won't have that stress and that anxiety and that worry constantly nipping at the back of your head. Okay, So you're like, great, that's great, Dr. Ryan. I wish I had 2 months. I wish I had 3 months, but I don't. I need to take the exam at this day. Okay, so if you're being honest, it's probably not the case. For most people, you can reschedule that exam date later and give yourself that time. Maybe there's a contract for a job, or you really need that job at such and such a day, or you really need to. If that's true, and that's probably like less than 1% of you, if you really need to take an exam by a certain specific day, then here's what you do. You have to be selective about the things that you study. If you only have 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then you have to pick the topics that you don't know much about. And that might be hard. That might be difficult to spend all your time reviewing things that you're not really familiar with. But if that is the case, and again, I don't think that's the vast majority of you, but if you have to, you cannot reschedule your date for whatever reason to a later date, then you just have to be really selective about the things you study and focus on those weak areas. But for the vast majority of us, if we have a date scheduled, reschedule to a later time if you don't have 2 months, 3 months of dedicated study time. Otherwise, those few weeks, not only are they going to be very challenging weeks, you're not going to want to spend time with anyone. If someone calls you on the phone, you're going to say, no, don't talk to me. I need every minute of every day. If that is avoidable, if at all possible, it's so worth it, because then your study time will be so much more productive and you'll have that rest that your brain and your body desperately need. So guys, if you're able to, reschedule your exam for a later date. Give yourself that grace period, those rest days, that rest time to allow your body and your brain to regenerate and to give yourself the most successful chance of passing this exam. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Dr. Ryan, and until next time, we'll see you in the next video. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to this channel for much more on dentistry. If you'd like to support me, please check out my Patreon page. And thank you to all of my patrons for their support. You can unlock access to my video slides to take notes on and practice questions for the board exams, so go check that out. The link is in the description. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.